Why won't this save? What the hell happened to my files? Connecting, 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 connecting. Oh, the site's crashed. There is a better way to do evaluation and management services. Let me show you how I make my laminated E&M scorecards. Evaluation and management is always a hot topic in medical coding and a hot topic for audits. And there's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to coding out E&M. We have our new AMA guidelines for 2021 for office and outpatient. We have our standard 1995 audit sheets. We have our 1997 bullet sheets. And what are we going to do with all of these when we're coding for E&Ms and we need to pull one out? Sometimes we go in and these paper sheets are just not working. You have to erase and reuse. That's a lot of wasted paper. If you're doing a lot of evaluation and management scoring, for the most part, you can do them in your head, but maybe you just want to reference something real quick, or maybe you don't do them that often and you also don't want to waste the paper and you just want something that you can reuse. You don't want to have to worry about pulling up a certain website or a certain software. You just want something simple you can use. Let me show you the free resources I use online to get evaluation and management scorecards and then just cheaply laminate and reuse them at home. If you are not a crafty person, don't worry too much because I am a cake fail embodied. I have the best, most wonderful intentions sometimes of things I can create, and they don't ever look quite like I imagined them in my head. For this project, you're going to need the links to the PDFs. You're going to have access to a printer to print them out, and then you'll also need a laminator and laminated sheets, as well as dry erase markers. I'll put links to everything you need in the description below. This is the one I use. It's an Amazon Basics laminator. It costs between $25 and $30, and it'll just be a few more dollars to buy the laminator sheets. I think they include maybe a handful of them when you buy the laminator, but if you're going to make a lot of laminated stuff, you're going to need more sheets. You're going to need to print out your scorecards. You don't need to print them out in color. If you only have access to black and white, that is fine. For the ones that are multiple pages, I would highly suggest that you do them double-sided because it just makes it easier with the laminating if the sheet itself is double-sided versus trying to stick two one-sided sheets together. I like the score sheets from the Novitas website. I know a lot of other coders that use them, and this is where you can find them on the website. Download the PDF version and make sure that you print out the PDF version. Make sure it's formatted to fit all in one page. For the ones that are multiple pages, like the evaluation and management ones that are 4 pages long, I just print out pages 2 and 3, which are the ones where it actually just shows you how to circle and score. So this score sheet, for example, which you can see I use pretty heavily, I can just score the front and the back, and this is good for like nursing facility visits, inpatient hospital observation. And then I have a separate page where if I need to figure out what the level is, then that's on a separate laminated sheet. So let's just go ahead and fire this puppy up. The one thing you do need to pay attention to is whether your laminator sheets are 5 millimeters or 3 millimeters. So mine are 3 millimeters, so I want to switch it over to the 3 millimeter side. It is on, it's heating up, kind of like when you want to use a glue gun, you got to wait for it to be ready, so that light will go on when it's ready. Now this is the laminator sheet. I have a box here of about 50 of them. And then what I want to do is just open this up. And I just take this, open it up, and then I stick my score sheet in here. Make sure it's just kind of even, that you have a nice straight edge here, and then you just flip this back over on top. Okay, we can see by the green light here now it is ready to go. So we just real carefully, trying as straight as possible, stick our score sheet in here. Now you can see it's kind of rolling on its own. So it stopped. Our score sheet is ready. We do want to make sure that we give it a second because it is kind of hot. We'll hit the release button here. And just let that sit for a minute or two. Now it's all nice and cool, and we can take our dry erase marker, any color you like, and you can score your evaluation and management and use this as many times as you like. So if I'm going through and saying, okay, I have a patient that has an acute complicated injury, because we only need 2 out of the 3 items for this row, and they did prescription drug management, I'm already at my level 4 service here. And it's super easy to then just erase and reuse. And if you're over here doing your labs where you need any combination of 3 of the following, you can go here and go, okay, I have 2 of those and I have 1 of those, and that means that I've met my category 1. So that's pretty much it. You just repeat the process for whatever E&M score sheets you want to make. When you're done with your laminator, make sure that you turn it off, let it cool down before you store it away, because you don't want to melt anything that you're sticking it up against. And honestly, if you're someone who's clever and a little bit crafty, it wouldn't take much to make some maybe reference sheets, laminate them, and sell them on Etsy for a couple dollars a piece. I hope this video helped you out. I love my laminated score sheets. Now, of course, if you're doing maybe an audit where they want you to store your rationale, this might not be a good tool, but this is so perfect, especially if you're either someone who doesn't do a lot of E&M coding and you just want to have a reference to reuse when you pick up a couple of cases, or if you're someone who does a ton of E&M coding and there's a lot of them you can code in your head, but then some you're just like, I just need to make sure that I'm on the right track and see it in front of me while I'm going through. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, you just keep on coding on.